252 trainees, sub-inspectors at Police Academy in Sharda dismissed for breaching discipline, not for political reason, says Home Advisor. Non-resident ambassador of Azerbaijan to Bangladesh calls on chief advisor while they discuss various issues including COP29 summit, energy, trade and business cooperation. Anti-discrimination student movement demands cancellation of existing constitution, resignation of president and ban on Chhatraleague. Special vegetables train launched today for transporting agricultural products to reduce influences of middlemen and wholesalers. Israeli attacks killed more than 40 Palestinians in Gaza and 13 in Beirut. State of emergency declared in Tel Aviv following Hezbollah's rocket attack. And Bangladesh trailed by 101 runs against South Africa at stumps on day 2 of Mirpur test. Assalamu alaikum. Welcoming you all News at 10. This is Nazan Khalik Zubair with the news. You have just heard the highlights. Now move on to the details. As many as 252 SI cadets undergoing training at Sharda Police Academy in Rajshahi have been exempted for breaking discipline. Home Advisor Lieutenant General retired Mohammad Jahangir Alam Chaudhry said they were exempted for breaking discipline, not for political reasons. He said this after a meeting of Advisory Committee on Law and Order at the Secretariat today. Earlier at the meeting, law enforcers were asked to remain ready for the upcoming Bisho Ijtema. Jute and Textile Advisor M. Shakwat Hussain and Information and Broadcasting Advisor Nahid Islam, among others, were present in the meeting. Non-resident ambassador of Azerbaijan to Bangladesh Elchin Husseinli called on Chief Advisor Professor Mohammad Yunus at the State Guest House Jamuna in Dhaka today. The upcoming COP29 summit in Baku, energy, trade, business cooperation and a planned air services agreement between two countries were discussed during the meeting. Professor Mohammad Yunus is expected to join the COP29 summit at the Azerbaijan capital, where the participants will mainly discuss the thorny issue of climate finance. Ambassador Husseinli stressed deeper trade ties between two countries, with Baku seeking new opportunities and ways for opening up doors for more businesses. He said a foreign office consultation between two countries was held in Baku in June. Azerbaijan has sought to sign an air services agreement with Bangladesh, he added. Chief Advisor Professor Yunus called Azerbaijan a good friend and sought increased business and trade between the two nations. He recalled his long relationship with the Azerbaijan people, its leadership and universities. The government has decided to limit tourism in St. Martin's Island in Cox's Bazar during the peak season, aiming to protect the country's lone coral island from environmental pollution caused by growing tourists. Chief Advisor's Deputy Press Secretary Apurva Jahangir said this at a press briefing at Foreign Service Academy this evening. He said tourism would be limited in 4 months: November, December, January and February. He said tourists will be allowed to visit St. Martin's Island in November, but they could not stay in the island during night time. In December and January, Apurva Jahangir said 2,000 tourists could visit the island per day and they would be allowed to stay at night. He said tourists will be totally restricted in February as the authorities will clean up the island during the month. In the rest of the year, tourists can go to the island, he added. During the briefing, Deputy Press Secretary Azad Muzumdar was present. The demonstrators who gathered in front of Bongo Bhavan demanding the resignation of the president have postponed all programs till tomorrow afternoon. In the evening, spokesperson of Inqilab Moncho, Sharif Osman, said all programs have been postponed in view of the assurance of the government to hold a meeting with the leaders of the protesting Inqilab Moncho at 5 p.m. tomorrow on the issue of the resignation of the president. Earlier, the activists of Roktim July 24 gathered in front of Bongo Bhavan from the afternoon demanding President's resignation. Then they started a human chain program. From the human chain program, they announced a sit-in program there. Leaders of anti-discrimination student movement has called for implementation of 5-point demands, including banning the existing constitution and resignation of incumbent President Mohammad Shahabuddin. They also demanded banning of Chhatraleague. The leaders of anti-discrimination students movement made the demands at a student people mass rally at Central Shahid Minar today. Among others, coordinator of anti-discrimination students movement Sarjis Alam, Hasnat Abdullah Abdul Hannan and convener of Jatiyo Nagorik Committee Mohammad Nasim spoke at the program. Speakers at the rally urged the BNP Jamaat as well as right and left-leaning political parties non-compromising in the existence of Bangladesh to build unity against fascism.
আমরাই ফ্যাসিস্ট চুপ্পুসহ সকল ফ্যাসিস্টের দোষরকে একটি কথা স্পষ্ট করে বলে দিতে চাই, আবারও যদি প্রয়োজন হয় আমরা আমাদের চোখ দিতে প্রস্তুত, প্রস্তুত, পা হারাতে প্রস্তুত, রক্ত দিতে প্রস্তুত, এমনকি আমরা আবারও আমাদের জীবন দিতে পর্যন্ত প্রস্তুত। কিন্তু ওই ফ্যাসিস্টের দোষর ছাত্রলীগ, যুবলীগ, আওয়ামী লীগ নামের যে সকল সন্ত্রাসীরা আমার ভাই বোনদের রক্ত ঝরিয়েছে, অবৈধ গুলি চালিয়েছে, তাদেরকে প্রতিহত করতে আমরা আমৃত্যু প্রস্তুত থাকব।
সংবিধান বাতিল সহ বিভিন্ন বিষয়ে 5 দফা ঘোষণা দিতে চাচ্ছি। আমাদের প্রথম দফা, যে সংবিধানের মধ্য দিয়ে চুক্তি বলবৎ রয়েছে, অর্থাৎ মুজিববাদী সংবিধান 72-এর সংবিধানকে অবিলম্বে বাতিল করতে হবে এবং সেই সংবিধানের জায়গায় 24-এর গণঅভ্যুত্থানের প্রেক্ষাপটে নতুন করে সংবিধান লিখতে হবে। আমাদের দ্বিতীয় দফা দাবি, এই সপ্তাহের মধ্যে ছাত্রলীগকে সন্ত্রাসী সংগঠন হিসেবে চিহ্নিত করে বাংলার মাটি থেকে আজীবনের জন্য নিষিদ্ধ করতে হবে। আমাদের তৃতীয় দফা দাবি, যেহেতু 72-এর সংবিধানকে যদি আমরা ছুঁড়ে ফেলে দিতে পারি তাহলে চুপ্পুই আমাদের এমনি শেষ, চুপ্পুর প্রদার থাকে না। তাহলে আমাদের তৃতীয় দফা দাবি, ফ্যাসিবাদের সংবিধানের যে পশু রাষ্ট্রপতি চুপ্পুকে এই সপ্তাহের মধ্যে পদচ্যুত করতে হবে। চতুর্থ দফা দাবি, অভ্যুত্থানের এই যে স্পিরিট এবং জুলাই বিপ্লবের স্পিরিটের আলোকে 24 পরবর্তী বাংলাদেশ বিনির্মাণে এই সপ্তাহের মধ্যে নতুন করে বাংলাদেশ রিপাবলিক ঘোষণা করতে হবে এবং সেটির ভিত্তিতে এই প্রক্রিয়েশন অফ রিপাবলিকের ভিত্তিতে এবং বাংলাদেশে বিদ্যমান গণতান্ত্রিক ক্রিয়াশীল রাজনৈতিক দলের মতের ভিত্তিতে 24 পরবর্তী বাংলাদেশ পরিচালিত হবে। সর্বশেষ এবং 5 নম্বর দাবি, গত 3টি যে ইলেকশন ছিল, আমাদের 14 সালের ইলেকশন, 18 সালের ইলেকশন এবং 24 সালের ইলেকশন, এই 3টি ইলেকশনকে অবৈধ ঘোষণা করতে হবে।
Later, a procession was brought out from Shahid Minar which terminated at Raju Sculpture of Dhaka University. A protest procession was brought out today at Mukda Manda in the capital demanding trials of forced disappearance and murder committed at Khilgaon, Shobujbagh and Mukda areas during the regime of fascist Awami League government. BNP chairperson's advisor Muazzam Hussain Alal was present at a rally ahead of the protest procession organized by the families of the victims of forced disappearance and murder. Leaders of Dhaka South Shechachebok Dol, Mohila Dol, Shromik Dol, Chhatro Dol and the victims' family members addressed the rally. The speaker said the government has formed a commission to find the people who were forcefully disappeared. BNP hopes that the victims' families will now get justice. The speakers also called upon the families of the victims to complain to the Disappearance Commission. Urging the youths of anti-discrimination student movement to remain vigilant, the speaker said that associates of Awami League are conspiring to create instability in the country. Later, the protest procession, which started from Mukda Manda, concluded in Maniknagar. This is a story about a martyr of anti-discrimination student movement when the whole country was already heated up following one-point demand of the then government's resignation. The movement was moving towards ultimate goal. Just one day before, Naim participated in the procession of student people movement. He was injured in police firing at Ashulia on August 4. The next midnight, Naim died while undergoing treatment. His parents had many dreams about Naim, but his dream was shattered following the police firing. Naim's father is a madrasa teacher and his mother a tailor. His parents made last phone call to Naim on August 4 afternoon. The parents became perplexed at the loss of their son. Naim's relatives and neighbors could not bear the shock of such death. They demanded exemplary punishment of the culprits. They also demanded financial assistance and employment for the helpless parents. The Appellate Division of the Supreme Court has issued directive to revive the appeal of Jamaat-e-Islami to regain its registration as a political party. The full bench of the Appellate Division, led by Chief Justice Syed Rifat Ahmed, gave the order today. Barrister Ehsan Abdullah Siddiq and Advocate Muhammad Shishir Munir took part in the hearing on behalf of the Jamaat. On August 1st in 2013, the High Court cancelled and declared illegal the registration of Jamaat-e-Islami. Later, on December 7 in 2018, the Election Commission issued a notification scrapping the registration of Jamaat-e-Islami. Afterwards, the Jamaat appealed against the verdict of the High Court. In November last year, the 6-member Appellate Division, led by the then Chief Justice Zubaidul Hassan, quashed the appeal, terming it dismissed for default, as the main lawyer for Jamaat could not take part in the hearing. Now international news.